Hey guys, this is Cam15 back out with another video for you guys, and I'm here with a My Hero Academia manga chapter review as I'm going to be reviewing manga chapter 318. Now, a quick thing before I start the manga chapter review. Obviously, you're wondering, Cam15, the manga chapter came out yesterday. Why didn't you make a video or upload it to YouTube? The reason why is because I got into something drama personally wise in my personal life that kind of upset me slash made me a little bit sad and upset at myself for being stupid at something. I'm gonna keep it to myself for just my personal reasonings behind. Maybe if I fill up, maybe I'll make an update video talking about what happened and stuff like that. So yeah, but other than that, I managed to read the manga chapter. Hell, I read the leaks before everything blew over in on Saturday, and stuff like that. Because that's the day that all that crazy stuff in my life happened. But other than that, that's kind of it. So yeah, let's talk about manga chapter 318 of My Hero Academia. So we start the chapter off with Endeavor, and he's essentially telling Deku, he's like, listen, Deku, we're gonna be switching up our approach. We're gonna be doing things different and stuff like that. He's telling him, look, dude, I think you should take a rest break because I don't know how much you're gonna last. Eventually you're gonna just tire yourself out. And even Endeavor's like, look, the reason why we're changing up our approach is because guess what? Now we're having some more international heroes come to Japan to come help out the cause. So listen, because of it, we'll be able to have some more time to expand our operations. You can get some rest as much as you need to and then go back into the action and stuff like that. But I don't want you running yourself into the ground. And also, I don't want yourself to be ending up to get yourself killed, because if that happens, we're all screwed, because you're not really the only person that can help us and stuff like that. And Deku replies to that, and he says, I'm still on my feet, I'm fine, and I can't give the villains any time to prepare. That's when he hangs up. Also, the chapter is titled Reckless. Now, Deku's going on, and again, his costume just messed up. I'm like, dude, this dude needs to get a new costume. He needs a new absolute Deku costume. Now, the previous users of One for All are like, listen, Knife, your wounds are far from healed, and it's not yet time to throw in the towel. Deku's danger sense activates, and then he jumps off to go stop more villains. Now we go into the Vestige world, and we have the Vestiges talking, and we start off with Nana Shimura saying, my own feelings place a heavy burden on him. Then Banjo, Daigoro Banjo says, nah, the kiddo sees every cause as a worthy one. And stuff like that. So then the fourth user eventually talks, and he's like, for better or for worse, the manifestation of her quirks has enabled him to act on his primary motivation, and he seeks now to save everyone. That's a true superhero. So obviously the Vestiges are saying, well, Deku's being the best hero he can be, and he's trying to save everybody. So then that's when we see the second user of All for One saying, look, at the end of the day, yes, he's doing all those crazy things that he probably shouldn't be doing. Yes. But at the time, he's choosing the right path. And the third user's like, you think so, leader? So I'm guessing the second user's name is Leader. Now, Leader goes on to reply by saying, inaction is not an option, especially the given circumstances. That's how it was for us who, that's how it is for us who that bear, obviously, the quirk One for All. That said, the second user goes and says, if there's anything that we could use to bolster up Izuku Midoriya, it would be something. So then that's when we cut back to what Izuku Midoriya is doing, or Deku's doing. And there's these villains trying to attack these civilians. Deku gets in the way of it and prevents it. And again, the Black Whip, like, on his tendrils look so freaking crazy. Like, they're just like things that are just sticking out now and stuff like that. So he's preventing this. Now, the civilian's like, multiple quirks? Are you, like, working for All for One? But Deku's like, no, I'm not. I'm just here to save people. And obviously they get away. The civilians run away. They're like, okay, well, great. We're just happy to hear that you're not a bad guy. You're not working for him and stuff like that. So after that, Deku freaking moves on to the next thing, and he's like, everyone's got it rough. And he's like, what does All for One want? Where is he? And I have to put a stop to Shigaraki and the League of Villains. At the same time, again, he's still remembering the whole, you're next, now it's your turn. And I like the paneling It's your turn. Not only the All for one, but the All Might one at the end of season 3, after or at the end of the Camino arc in season 3, when All Might was pointing at Deku on the screen like, now it's your turn, and stuff like that. So you get a montage of Deku just taking down villains and walking through stuff like that. And this whole thing is like, listen, I have to do this because I need this so everyone can live their lives in peace. And through all this, he's getting montages of most important people, like his mom, Gran Torino, All Might, Aizawa, Eri, and then even has a full image shot of his classmates from Class 1A saying like, I want to create peace and bring peace back to the world so that we can all smile again together again. So eventually it comes to the point where Deku's walking in this one area, and then he kind of trips over because he's just exhausted. He needs a break. He's just being a little bit, like the chapter says, a little bit too reckless. And at this point, he's like damn near getting to the point where he's exhausted and he's starting to collapse because, hey, you're working this much, you're going to eventually tire yourself out. So then that's when we encounter one of the third assassin that comes across Deku. And the third assassin says, you take on the world alone to the point of exhaustion and ruin. Yes, you're indeed as he described you. He goes on, and it's the hunched over guy we saw in the silhouette with all the other assassins All Might hired. And essentially, this guy is like, power in numbers, I say, taking you in will bring me security. Deku responds by saying, you're a dictator. So this assassin / villain is named Dictator. He was an escapee from Tartarus, and he's another hired gun of All for One. Like I said, in the silhouette, he's the hunched over guy that was standing next to All for One. Now, Deku's like, let's see if you're going to be the one to finally tell me about the whereabouts of All for One and Shigaraki and stuff like that. Essentially, Dictator's like, spoiling for a fight, are you? Very well. We shall see, against the ignorant masses themselves. And we see in that he's actually able to control people's bodies. So somewhat similar to Shinzo's brainwashing quirk, but he has full, complete control of masses of people. Deku says Dictator, the one who caught him 5 years ago, was Crust. R.I.P. Crust. It was during the Bloodless Surrender case. Now, we find out that his quirk is Depot, or Despot, and essentially his control over others can only be broken with strong blow to his victims or by knocking him out. Obviously, Deku's like, this guy's using the civilians, so I can't really do much of anything. I can't do any strong attacks to freaking disrupt them because otherwise I'm gonna hurt them. And he's like, I can't even use Air Force because I don't have my Air Force gloves, which again, is what I'm saying. I'm like, this man needs to go back, somebody needs to make him a new hero costume again with his Air Force gauntlets and everything he's been going on. You could, I guess, put on the little full gauntlet type of things there, and stuff like that. So essentially just have these civilians just kind of, on top of Deku, just holding him and stuff like that. And the civilians are like, look, this isn't our fault. He's controlling us and stuff like that. We're not trying to hurt you and stuff like that. And Deku, it's looking like they're trying to pull off his mask and everything. And Deku, you just see the look in his eyes, just looks dead, and he looks exhausted. And he's like, yeah, I know, but I'm going to find some way to save you guys. You'll be fine. I just need to think of something. And then that's when we see a familiar character in the name of Bakugou say AP shot or armor piercing shot. He's like, that punk, and he manages to do an AP shot. It hits Dictator and presumably knocks him out. And that's when we see that, obviously that was the thing the second user was talking about. And then the chapter ends off with Bakugou saying, he's here, guys. So I don't know if who's he's talking to. I don't know if he's talking to Endeavor, the others, or if he's talking to other people of Class 1A. That's where the chapter ends off. The next chapter of My Hero Academia, chapter 319, won't be coming out till July 11th. So we're literally going on a break. So listen, I figured that we'd be going on a break for My Hero Academia. I was shocked that we keep going, but hey, again, it's like I said the last time we had a break. Horikoshi deserves all the break. He's been giving us nonstop chapters and fire chapters, if not the best. So this man, Horikoshi, deserves his break. And if you're going to get mad at him, you can honestly F off. But I'm glad to see that Bakugou's here, and hopefully maybe he can knock some sense into Deku and tell him, dude, you look like you need to rest. a bit. So stop your thing. Let other people handle this for the time being. Get your rest. Hopefully you can fix your hero costume up and get things back together again, because that's what I hope. Honestly, I hope Deku gets his new, actually gets recuperation. He can get some rest for a bit. Hopefully they have a newly made hero costume for him with his new Air Force gauntlets and everything, and then we can move on from there. So we'll see from that point on there. It's gonna be very interesting to see what Bakugou is doing. Again, we don't know who he's in contact with. We don't know if it's Endeavor he's in contact with, or All Might, or he's in contact with Class 1A. Or surprisingly, some people have been throwing around the theories. What if he's in some weird connection? In some sort of, I guess, connection to One for All. I don't find that possible. I think it's just an outside hero source, like an All Might or Endeavor calling Bakugou in to be like, yo, go find Deku, bring him back, tell him to get some rest, have him rest up a bit, and then he can go back to get some action, because this dude Deku needs some rest. But I very much enjoyed this chapter. It sucks that we're getting a break, but at the same time, it's like I said, Horikoshi making chapter after chapter after chapter, like literally for like 6, 7, 8 straight weeks, and they've been fire chapters. I think he deserves a break. So I think one break is gonna help. And two, I think it's also now they don't really celebrate the 4th in Japan, but we're getting essentially a 2-week break. So this week, next week, no manga chapter, and then obviously July 11th, that's when My Hero Academia is gonna return. So 2-week break, much needed break for Horikoshi standards, because hey, he's worked his ass off. But other than that, that's kind of it. So if you guys like the video, leave a like. Put in the comment section your thoughts on this week's this week's chapter of My Hero Academia, and hit the subscribe button for more My Hero Academia content, whether it's the anime or the manga. And again, guys, I'm sorry for not updating you guys about what's been going on, but other than that, that's kind of it. So till then, guys, I'm gonna catch you guys on the next video. Till then, guys, I'll see you guys later. Peace.